can I say something?
Please.
Radical acceptance, so hard.
So hard.
Brutal. And do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Today?
Oh, yeah, today.
Oh, yeah.
Should we tell them?
Okay, guys, this is like the stupidest problem of all time. However, we filmed a little joint get ready with me. We had a brill idea, which was to try red blush on both of us, given we have very different features, coloring, etc.
And people are always like, oh, red blush looks good on everyone. It's what the Victoria's Secret angels used.
So we thought it was brill. So
well, first, you did not think it was brill. Don't lie to them.
Well, because I thought it was going to look bad on me, and you went, haha, that's what's funny about it. And
no,
I was like,
oh my God, she's lying. Oh my God, everyone.
Okay, you tell me.
She's
tell
like,
me in your words.
This is what happened.
Okay.
Hey, everyone, this is what happened.
Hey, everyone, go ahead.
Did anyone ever watch Monk? He would always, like, solve the mystery, and at the end, he would be like, here's what happened. And it was so good.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's this, like, detective with OCD in San Francisco. It was my first ever, like, adult TV show. Anyways, okay, so we are sitting down to do our makeup because famously every time before we record an ep, we sit down, do our makeup together, we were girls together, etc.
Yes.
It's so fun. And she was like, what if we filmed a little get ready with me? And I was like, oh my God, you know what would be a great idea if we both tried red blush on our skin tones? And you were like, oh, okay, that's freaking me out a little bit, but it's fine. And I was like, I know it was going to freak you out, but what if you like it? I literally said that.
You did say that.
You're so scared of trying new things, but often you end up liking the new thing.
That's true. But you did say something a little bit sneakier than that, to which I replied, so it's your way of pranking me. And you got pissed.
I got pissed. So everyone's like, oh, do you guys get in tiffs? Do you guys get
I guess that was our tiff.
That was our little tiff.
Yeah. I hope, if that's our worst tiff, thank God. Because we giggled.
Except for the one time.
I'm scared.
Remember that one time we were like so snappy at each other randomly?
Yeah, but isn't it always funny?
It's always hilarious. Because then right away we were like, why did we do that?
It's always me too. Guys, oh my God, like honest to God, should this episode be about my PMDD? Should it be about my luteal phase? Like, no, the look in her eyes is giving. I have a lot of other things to say, so I'm not going to put you guys through that.
Wait, we could do that.
You have this fear look in your eyes.
I just think.
The labels?
Well, it's not just the labels. I really think more women have PMDD than medicine than lets us believe. Like, I really do think most of us struggle with it. I just think I know what you were about to say, which is that I'm a bitch and you're not a bitch.
I'm a little bitchy. You're the person I am nicest to most of the time. I've never been bitchy to you the way I'm bitchy to other people.
I've seen you interact with other people though. You're not bitchy.
When I'm around you, it's like serotonin. Like I'm in such a good mood. You've never seen me at my worst.
Okay, let's revisit this. I just want to circle back one last time to the blush.
Oh yeah, we didn't even tell them what happened.
I had a feeling that you would like the red blush, but I knew I was gonna say let's try it. You would freak out. That's what I meant. Where like yeah. Because it's always funny. Because every time I'm like, let's try this new thing, you're like, oh, no, I'm gonna freak.
Yeah, it's
like the purple eyeshadow. The time I told you.
True, and I did freak.
And you did freak, and then you kind of liked it, and then you hated it again.
Guys, I have to say, if you've watched that episode where I'm wearing purple and Maal's wearing blue, we have never looked worse. No one's addressed that.
Yeah, everyone's like, love you, gorgeous girls. You can be honest. Uggos.
Those are the ugliest girls. Like, compare us right now. I think our color theory right now is really good.
We say that now when we look at that girl up close. Might not be.
That's true, but that video is rough. That is so bad.
That's a video we both had to listen to and not look at because we literally couldn't.
I couldn't look at those girls. Anyway, moral of the story, what happened?
Okay, thank you.
What happened is we did the little blush. We were like, hee. We filmed it. It was so good. We were giggling.
Dare I say a video that would have gone vi?
A little bit vi. I think people would have
viral, mind you. Yeah.
I think people would have loved it. I'm like, yay. We click end recording. TikTok was like loading. And the whole video erased.
And the funniest part was earlier we had recorded a video that also had erased.
Yeah.
So this time we were like giggling. We were like, haha, hope
it doesn't erase.
Yeah. And then we were both in a foul mood.
Because can you imagine? We could have started filming so much sooner if we weren't dragging out our GRWM.
And we were being silly. It was just, now it will never see the light of day.
Never.
But it's up here forever.
And we have red blush on right now, technically.
And if you guys are thinking, wow, the girls are looking really gorgeous today, that might be why.
Yeah. And if you're listening, good for you. you know?
That must be so annoying to be a listener of a pod and they're constantly talking about stuff
The way
that's
that they
happening.
look.
You're like, girl, I don't care.
No one cares. I don't gaff.
I don't gaff.
I don't gaff.
I'm obsessed with saying I don't gaff because no one gaffs about a single damn
Literally
thing.
no one gaffs anymore. And thank God.
And thank God.
And gaffing. But bring back radical acceptance. That was where this all ties together.
Yes,
we were like, we have to radically accept that video just erased because we cannot do anything to get it back.
You know what I hate? When people say radical honesty and it's just an excuse to be bitchy.
Be mean.
When people like refuse to sugarcoat something just a little bit, because honestly, compliment sandwich. Like, bring back being kind of nice to people, even if you have critiques. Say it kindly. Be able to package something with warmth. I hate when people say something so mean and they're just like, well, radical honesty.
Yeah.
No, you're just a bitch.
I do believe in lying. Like, for example, if today I didn't want to hang out with you and I was like, radical honesty, I don't want to fucking see you, I could just say, hey, I don't feel that good. And that's okay.
Oh my God. In that scenario, lying is the kindest thing you can do.
Agreed. It's just not necessary to be so honest, I don't think.
Yeah.
I really don't.
And I also think that's not even lying because sometimes I don't feel well is a simple...
Mentally.
Yeah, it's like mentally I'm not there.
I've also heard of radical compassion. Have you heard of that?
I do. And that I can get behind. It's just the honesty one that rubs me the wrong way.
No, I just recently heard of radical compassion on TikTok and I was like, okay.
I guess it's feeling compassion for people who've been mean to you.
I have that built in though. I guess that's like not to flex. Like I'm an empath. What can I say?
For me, it's a muscle I have to flex. So I do think that that's the thing. We were talking about this in the car today about how you think you're bitchier, but I think I'm bitchier. But I think mine is more internal because I can really fake it with people. Like, really I don't even think it's like fake nice. I just like I won't be someone's best friend if I don't like them. Obviously.
No, but you can pretend to be having a good time when you're not, and that's not to be fake. It's for the greater good.
Yes.
You know, why make your bad mood everyone else's problem, which is famously what I do. I'm in a bad mood. You don't see it though. You don't get it. Like, it's always only with people I'm dating, and I think it's a form of self-sabo, or it's a form of testing.
I think it's the brat tamer.
Yeah, guys.
Do you want to tell them?
I'm really into brat tamers. I don't know if any of you have seen that video. This guy, he's wearing a Winnie the Pooh shirt. He is the kind of guy. Sorry, this is a little vulgar. Like also not to be mean. He's not like someone you'd see on the street and be like, ooh, like I want him. Yeah. But you can tell by the way he talks that he fucks.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He talked about being a brat in such a way that I was like, a man has never understood me the way this one does. And I want him and I need him biblically.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway.
Can I ask what he said?
What he said is that brats don't want to just be like told what to do in like this like they want to be dominated way. It's more so like they want a safe space to explore the worst parts of themselves and know that they'll still be like loved. So I want you to tell me to do something and I'm going to be like, no. And they'll be like, okay. And I'm like, really? You didn't abandon me? I think it's like girls that have abandonment issues.
Will you tell everyone the door thing that your therapist
Oh my God. I actually just came up with that when I was off an edible and I told her and she went, yes.
Oh my God. That's your theory?
It's my theory. And remember, oh my God, guys.
Here, can I say something?
Yeah.
You are always like, I'm not smart, which is so annoying.
Okay,
we both have our own like thing because I do the thing with like I'm not pretty, you do thing with I'm not
you
smart.
do that, and
like,
it is so annoying.
We're like perfect together.
Yeah,
in a way. It's kind of like, dare I say, Glinda and Elphaba. Dare I say?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I agree.
Where was I? I've done like 4 tangents.
I don't even know. Gonna say. I know what you were gonna say. Hold on.
Oh, you say you're not smart. Da da da.
Yeah.
I know people who are like studying to get their doctorate in psychology that are slamming their head against the wall to come up with some theory that they can like then put their last name behind.
True.
And gives them a lot of citations in the research or like academia space. And you just do that every time you're like a little high at night.
Yeah, I do like, that.
You'll text me something profound.
Oh, thank you.
And anyways, enough
edging. It's because I'm really therapized. Yeah, I won't edge you guys. Can I say one thing really quickly leading up? I do think that all else fails, I want to go to school for psychology. I love psychology.
You'd be incredible.
I'm so passionate about it because famously I struggle with things. Anyway, okay. And I talked about this once and we scrapped it. I don't need to say that, but I actually do.
I was also thinking it because you and me both know that fact. So I think it's really funny that you were like,
I have to announce it.
I have to say it.
I have to.
And I knew in your eyes you were batting to say it. You were bursting at the seams
to let them know.
And I was like telepathically trying to communicate to
like,
you.
Don't
you don't
do
have
it.
to say it. You
Do you
don't
think
have to
it's
break
like
the fourth wall.
Do you think it's like how when Taylor was like, yeah, once there was a 10-minute version of All Too Well, and now they're all like, well, show us the scrapped episode. Like, no one needs to know that existed.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's what it is.
You guys don't need to see it.
Walk with me. No, you don't. It's not even that it was bad. It was boring, which is bad.
We were looking ugly.
Well, famously, of course. That's kind of a common issue with these pods. Okay, walk with me. So here's what it is. Let's say a door is like a relationship, metaphorically, for me. And so a normal person, or normal's a bad word, typical, I don't know.
Maybe the average person.
The average person would like maybe lock the door. Well, for sure lock the door, and maybe like kind of jiggle the knob to make sure the lock worked, and then like go about their day.
Maybe even just lock the door.
Yeah, maybe even at most like jiggle it. I lock the door, jiggle it, and I'm like, just want to make sure, and I keep jiggling it, and then I start like punching the door, and then I start kicking the door to make sure the lock worked, and then I break down the door with all my force, and I say, see, stupid fucking lock, it didn't work, and I knew it was gonna break all along. And an outsider may say, well, Madeline, did you see what you did to lead to the door breaking down? Maybe it wasn't the lock. And so then I told one of my friends that, and she was like, well, the funny thing is you love to find like the most unsturdy, like made of hay door and not even lock it and just sit next to it and say, I like this one, this is fine. Thoughts? Did I explain that well?
You explained it perfectly.
Thank
I think
you.
It's brilliant, and I think it's such a easy way to think about attachment style. Like, it's such a good visual because it got me thinking, like, what am I like?
Yeah.
And I think for me, my attachment style is so different in every relationship I've been in.
True. Yeah.
And I almost think like I want to end up with someone where I see the door and I almost trust it. I'm like, that looks like it has a good lock.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I've been someone who's like breaking the door down, and sometimes I've been the one who's like, I don't even want to approach that door. Like, I just think it's such a scale. So it's also about finding the door that's right for you. I guess that's not a good analogy.
No,
but
it
just,
is.
Like, people bring out different attachment styles in you.
Totally.
Like, I've
Agreed.
been an anxious, I've been an avoidant, and I've been a secure, depending on my partner.
Me too.
Which then it's like you should just end up with someone who makes you feel secure,
Right.
Like, and I guess some people are just like baseline anxious and baseline avoidant.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us are like in the middle of the bell curve where it really depends on the other person.
And no one wants to say that because it feels like saying that takes away from like your accountability and your actions, but I do think it's true. But to further like media literacy this, in case you're missing it, it's kind of like the door thing is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that the more you're like, I know it's gonna break, I know you're gonna leave me, I'm gonna keep testing you, you're gonna leave me, you're gonna leave me, you're gonna leave me, finally the person's gonna be like, okay, I'll leave you, damn. And then I'm like, see, I fucking knew it. That has happened to me time and time again. My therapist always uses this phrase to describe my attachment style, and she says, I hate you, don't leave me. So every time someone wants me, I'm like, I hate you, it's the brat of it all. Like, I don't like you, I hate you, I'm so difficult. And then they're like, okay, fine, I'll leave. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? It's also Uptown Girls.
Totally. Remember when we watched Uptown Girls and I was like, oh my god, that's you.
Yeah. And I'm not proud of any of this, and I'm working on it. Famously, I start EMDR tomorrow.
I can't wait, and
I'm
we can
so
do a whole
excited.
episode about what that's like, because I'm so curious about it.
Me too.
Do you want to give people a little blurb about what that is?
I don't fully know yet. I don't even know what it stands for. Eye movement, something. Basically, I guess like the way your eyes move, or
it's
you can
for
do
people
like
who have like intense trauma.
Yeah, it like helps you, because when you have PTSD or certain traumas, your brain doesn't know that you're not still living that. So like every time you think about it, it feels like a present issue and not like a past thing. So you go right into fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn. So I guess it helps process it.
Wait, what is that?
Fawn?
Yeah.
Fawn is when it's like appeasing. So like I have a fawn trauma response to like if a man is scaring me, I'll try to like be really nice to him as if that's gonna make him not want to hurt me. You know?
I've never heard about this. That's so
interesting.
interesting.
No one talks about fawn. Fight, flight.
Fight, I get. Flight, I get. Freeze, I get. I think I am a little freeze.
You think you're
I
a little
freak out. Is there a fifth F? Freak out. Because I famously freak out.
That should be the fifth F.
I just start freaking out. Like,
Yeah.
That's I don't know what to do. Like, it's in between flight and freeze.
Yeah.
There is
or flight and fight. So you're like,
I don't really know if I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at me and go, oh, that girl's about to fight? Like,
you would fight if you had to, I think. You stand up for yourself.
I have a question for you, and then we're going to come back to FFFFF.
Okay.
If someone came up to you and said, Maal's fighting someone on the street right now, what would you think the cause is? And then I'm going to do if someone came up to me and said, Madeline's fighting someone on the street right now.
Like fist fighting or verbal?
That's all they say to you.
Okay. Maal's fighting someone on the street. I mean, first thing that came to mind is they stole your bag. And it has your backpack.
Oh, and famously my backpack is everything.
It's your life.
Yeah.
No, maybe we shouldn't even tell them that. But like, I feel like you would have to fight for that. Or if it was like a verbal thing they said that pissed you off. I don't know. Maybe like they said something about someone you were with, like one of our friends. Because I don't think someone could say something to you that was so insulting you would fight them.
No.
You know?
For me, my answer for you, because I was thinking about this earlier, I would think it's like a human rights violation. Like, I would think it's verbal. That's where immediately my brain would go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way she's fist fighting someone outside, I would think.
Oh, yeah. We would both do that.
Mm-hmm.
We were at a coffee shop today. Were you overhearing those men next to us?
No, did you see me with my earphones
I did,
in?
but I didn't know if it was one of those, like, there's nothing actually happening. I just don't want anyone to talk to me.
It was one of those, but I always have classical music playing when I'm working.
Really?
Just gets me to...
Oh, you are so, like, the person I wish I was in every way.
No, that sounds so pretentious. Sorry.
It doesn't.
I don't actually, like, know what I'm listening to. I just literally type in, like, classical studying music.
I love that. Yeah. Well, they were talking about trad wives, and I was trying not to pay attention, but I was ready to speak up, I'm not gonna lie, if they pissed me off, which is crazy of me, but sometimes men, if you're gonna be yelling about dumb shit in public, I'm gonna say something to you.
I think sometimes that they want a response. I think for them it's like
true.
a podcast where they want people to listen.
Ew.
Dare I say, what were they saying? Which men? I didn't even look around.
There were two men, and they were like talking about trad wives, but they were so incoherent. Their sentences were so incomplete. I actually couldn't follow.
Oh, good.
What the point they were trying to make. So I don't know if it was like
if that's what people feel like
with us. No, and I could see that. Cause have we said anything yet?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Wait, finish. So what? Can you give me the gist?
I don't know, but I just kept hearing trad wife and like alt-right pipeline for women. Like it was very about women, and I was just. But I didn't want to fight, so I was tuning them out.
Okay. What were you talking about one conversation prior?
Fighting?
Oh, yes. That's also a great question to ask. If you meet, let's say you're at a party and you are hanging out with two people who know each other well, it's a great question that, like, keeps it light and fun and allows everyone to get to know each other.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for little questions like that. Which
I like that.
You can ask anyone.
Yeah.
You also... Really, it gives you such a good read on people.
It does.
Because I think for both of us, everyone would think, like, verbal, someone was saying something mean about a group of people.
For sure.
Or, like, one of the friends.
For sure. What is that thing, like the bystander effect?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I learned about that when I was, like, 14, I took it upon myself to be like, I'm going to be the person that does something.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not often on public transportation, but a few times I have been when a woman is being harassed, I always say something. Because you kind of have safety in numbers.
You really do. And I'll tell you something about public transportation. People are showing me the bystander effect every single day.
It's real. But don't you think you would say something too?
I think I would. But I think my instinct is just to go closer to the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like once I was walking in a downtown late at night, but I was with a man. And we see this woman that we like couldn't figure out if it was like an ex-boyfriend, a current boyfriend, a situationship, a random guy she met that night, but they were fighting and it looked intense. He was yelling at her.
Yeah.
And immediately me and the guy we were with like didn't have to even talk about it, but we were like, that's our girl. And we went up to her and we were like, hey, walk with us. And the fact that she literally turned and like walked with us right away
shows you that she wanted
did a block. Like
help.
I've done stuff like that. I don't think I've ever called someone out on a train or something.
I did one time.
What was it?
It was just, I made a TikTok about it, actually went viral. After I got off the train, I was so pissed, but I was just on there and there were a bunch of men and then me and this one other woman, and this man was just harassing this girl and touching her and he wouldn't leave her alone and no one was doing anything. So I was like, hey, stop. And then I went and got the conductor, which no one does anything.
No one
And I don't know
does
what you're
anything.
supposed to do, but
I
I
don't
was
even know
like,
what protocol is.
I just wanted to let her know that someone was seeing it and I wanted to help. I didn't know how, because
Yeah.
it's scary because they can be violent. So it's like, I don't know. But even one time, I was driving home at night and on the side of the road, a car was pulled over, a car full of men and one girl, and the girl was throwing up out of the door. And I just felt like that was giving me a bad vibe. So I pulled over and was like, hey, is she okay? Should I go get water? And they're like, it's fine. Doesn't concern you. Thank you. And again, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because I can't keep pushing.
Yeah,
but
there
I'm
really
like,
is no protocol.
it's so hard. Because police are so, like, I don't want to call
I
the
never want to
police.
like call the oh my god, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like someone on a train, like an unhoused person. I'm like, I don't,
exactly.
I just never know. I wish there was a better way to just literally alert the conductor to like
Do
someone
something.
come check. So we need like an official of
Right.
some
To just
kind.
like sit and watch. I don't know.
just to like be in the room. We need more people in this
in
car.
the room
Yeah,
that
that's
are
what it is.
watching and
Yeah.
not just looking at their phones.
Yes.
Ugh. Anyway.
Anyways, the conversation before that,
FFFFF. I have nothing more to say other
So
than
you
that.
fawn.
I fawn often or I freeze given my that's like my depression thing, or like my when I'm overwhelmed with work, I just freeze and I don't do anything instead of like I feel like you fight through the work.
Yeah, work I can fight.
I freeze so bad, but you know, EMDR might shake some things up for me. I don't know, but I'm really excited.
One thing that helped me with work, this is like completely unsolicited advice.
No,
but
I
like,
need it.
if I have an end goal project, I won't think about the entire project because that is very overwhelming. I will think, what is the littlest step I can take right now in this hour? So it's like writing one paragraph of a 10-page paper.
It's so nice.
Amazing. Let me do that. And then after I do that first paragraph, I'm like, oh, I have another paragraph in me.
Once you
Boom.
it's starting, that's the hard part, at least for me. So that's why if I get to a coffee shop and I start working, it's so easy, but that is so hard getting there.
Energy,
Yeah. Another thing I've been thinking about you when we were talking about like things we've learned from each other. I kind of already said this, but I feel like you don't see things as like precious. Like you have an abundance mindset, even if it's not conscious, like where you're not like, I have this idea for this Substack and I'm gonna spend the next 2 years perfecting it. You're just like do, and you just trust that you're gonna get another and another and another, and then you do. You know what I mean? You aren't like super precious about your ideas. You kind of just send them out into the world.
Oh, that's interesting. I was thinking about that question too yesterday, and I think we are very different in that way, and that's why actually the pod is quite nice because we both bring our own strengths to this project.
Yeah,
where
true.
I feel like I can bring like consistency or like
absolutely,
let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just put it out.
And I think you're really good at being like, how do we make this episode good? Like,
I don't know.
No,
I don't know what I bring to the pod.
I really think that's you. I think
I hope
you're like,
so.
what is the anchor of this episode? Like, what's the hook? Like,
okay,
you're very good at that.
Thank you. I'll take it. I don't know that that's true. I think we both have that. But
I also, the thing with, I don't know if it's abundance or it's like, if I have an idea, I'm like, I don't want someone else to do it.
True. That's
and like
smart.
if you wait 2 years, someone else might do it. Which is like the opposite of abundance. It's sort of
true.
limiting.
I wish mine came out like that though. Mine is like, this is the only good idea I will ever have ever, so it better be good. You know?
Oh, interesting.
Even like in improv, that's their whole thing when we're writing jokes. They're like, write 100 jokes, all of them will be bad, but it's better than like trying to write one good joke. That's like your whole photography story thing too.
And I think it comes back to the idea of like, instead of thinking for the rest of your life like, oh, what idea am I gonna have at 35? You don't know. You haven't been 35.
Yeah.
You're right now, you present moment. You have to do the idea. And also thing with you is like, passion is so fleeting. So like, you're passionate about it right now. Do it right now.
Do it right
at
now.
35, you won't care about this idea.
That's so true.
Let me tell ya.
And hopefully there will be another.
And if you've had this one, why would you not have another?
Right.
And like, life experience is what brings you more ideas, and you will have more life experience that you don't even know about yet because you're not that age yet.
Working on it. Anyway,
and before FFFF, we were talking about the door analogy. Do you feel done there?
I do.
Okay.
Let us know like how you approach your door.
And like, what are your attachment styles?
Yeah, like, does that make sense to you guys? The whole like lock of it all.
I also, one thing, if I was a psychology person,
Yeah.
here would be my little theory.
Please.
I feel like everyone talks so much about attachment styles, which are very interesting. But to me, what's very interesting is, what is your fighting style?
Oh,
Like,
true.
some people are passive aggressive, door slammers, cabinet slammers. Some people get really quiet. Like, if I'm angry, I get eerily quiet.
Yeah.
Or if I'm upset, or if, I get so, people are like, say what you are thinking. I can't. I get
That's like freeze.
I freeze.
Because it's like, it's not even, I don't know, for you, is it not even like you don't want to say anything? It's like you literally cannot get the words out because you're so mad? Or is it you're choosing to keep them in?
I'm choosing to keep them in.
Because they're mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Because I don't want to say anything I will later regret. I can't do people who fight like that. A low blow fighter, not for me.
Yeah.
Not
I've
for
dated
me.
multiple low blow fighters.
Because then your relationship is just never the same after one person has done one low blow.
Yeah.
So
even
that's
if they're
not
like,
me.
I was just angry, it's like, okay, but there was truth to that
There
for sure.
was truth to that. That's why it came to you. So I shut down because I want to be able to perfectly articulate how I feel and be mature and be kind, and I can't do that for like 24 hours. And I need to like come to my friends, discuss it with you, go back. Like, that's my fighting style. What's
That's
yours?
healthy.
I was gonna ask you this in the car today, but I saved it.
Good job.
And that's gonna be the first time I've ever saved something for the pod, so yay.
No, you do pretty well sometimes. I think I am also, I go quiet, but it's in a way where I cannot get the words out.
Aww.
I think, but sometimes I am just really, really mean. Like, I don't know. What
is your version of really, really mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. I just, like, the person I've been dating, TDH, once we got in it wasn't even a fight. It's not even like fights. It's like I get upset. It's not like we're both like conflicting. I'm upset. And they were like, you looked at me like you did not care about me at all. Like, I'm like apathetic. Like, I shut down so hard.
Well,
and I think
never seen that.
You've never seen that. No, that's what I'm saying. You've never seen the worst of me. I think it's like a self-protection thing. You're gonna hate that I say this. A lot of people like hate labels and diagnoses, and I get that. I do so much, because some people, such as myself, weaponize, not even weaponize, just take it too far, or like find too much identity in it. I think, but also sometimes I think it helps give you language.
Totally. And it helps you find community with other people who have experienced it.
Yes, exactly. BPD. I don't have BPD. Famously, I've asked my therapist probably every session because I'm always convinced that I do. But she's like, you have BPD tendencies because you have the framework of like lack of sense of self and fear of abandonment, which I've gotten a lot better about the sense of self thing. But a BPD trait or a symptom that I often practice in relationships is splitting. Have you heard of splitting? So basically, people with BPD have like really intense all or nothing black and white thinking, and especially like towards other people. So if I'm dating someone, they will be like perfect to me, like I love them so much, they're on the highest pedestal, and then one thing goes wrong and they are the worst person I've ever met. I can't remember a single reason I've ever liked them. I hate them. And that happens to me in real time. Like that fight where that person, where my eyes went apathetic, they did one thing that pissed me off so bad that I was just like, everything changed in my head.
You don't feel like you're gonna cry, you're just like, I don't care.
I do feel like I'm gonna cry, but it's more so just like, I'm like, I hate you, and I can't even talk. Like, that's when I'm like, I want to be like, hey, I'm having a really intense like thing happening in my head, could you just like, I want them to tell me that they're not gonna leave me. It's like this, it's like a self-protection thing. I like see a threat and I just shut down instead of being like, wait, I feel like I'm being abandoned or I feel like I'm being rejected. For me, it's like I have to decide I hate them and to leave them first because I feel like I'm about to be left. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's kind of sad.
The door analogy is really helping me.
This is really
sad.
Vulnerable. Sorry, guys,
no,
but
it's very sad.
It's sad, and it's fine.
Why'd you think I was gonna hate it?
Well, the whole like BPD of it all.
Well, you didn't say you had BPD.
Yeah.
If you came in here and you were like, hey, everyone,
guys, I have
self-diagnosing.
BPD. I have PMDD. No,
No, here's the thing. I really hate when people will comment on like a TikTok video being like, oh, you have OCD.
Yes.
Because of one thing, or like, oh, you're autistic because of one thing. Or the videos where it's like, you might be autistic if you feel a little tired after socializing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like that kind of stuff.
And then people kind of use it as an excuse for like all of these behaviors, which sometimes it is a real diagnosis, but sometimes it is a scapegoat.
Yes. Even with dating, people have taken this intense language and pathologized it completely. Like, do you remember West Elm Caleb? He was like,
vaguely
dating multiple women. I mean, maybe that's a bad example because I think there might have been sexual assault there, but like generally people will get ghosted on a dating app or something like that, and they'll be like, he was love bombing me and he's a narcissist, and
or someone will disagree with you and they're like, you're gaslighting me, and it's like, that's not what that means.
It's not what it means, and it takes away from people who are actually
being
dealing
gaslit
with that in real time.
And
sometimes people can just like be mean or be a dick to you, or express a lot of interest early on, and that wanes.
Yeah, true.
And it doesn't mean love bombing or narcissistic abuse. Like, I think it takes away from people who are actually experiencing it.
I agree.
And like,
I agree.
Every toxic ex is not a narcissist.
Agreed.
Ultimately, I don't know. That's like my take. It's not a hill I'll die on because whatever.
We do use the word narcissist a lot for a diagnosis that is not that much of the population, you know? Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on it. But
agreed.
You've never like pissed me off when you're using the language. Sometimes I just look over at you and I'm like,
well, you do it out of love so that I think I find a lot of identity in things sometimes, and I think you don't want me to, I don't know.
I think you find identity in it, and I think sometimes you speak about it like it's a permanent state.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Rather than a malleable state.
Thing that could be worked on. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, don't say that.
Right. No,
Instead
I've never
like,
been like my feelings
blank,
are hurt.
It's like I
have this thing.
Yeah, you
I
always
carry this thing forever.
Yeah.
Instead of like I'm dealing with this thing right now.
Exactly.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, splitting hits for me so hard.
Will you tell me what it is?
Splitting the black and white thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like I'll like if me and you like right now I'm obsessed with you and then you said something about the way that I look and I just decide I fucking hate you, and once you leave I'm never talking to you again. Like that's how it feels. It's so intense in my head. There's also in BPD there's this thing called favorite person. So it's like you kind of have one person you orbit around, and once I went to therapy and was like, I'm scared Maal's my favorite person, and she was it's kind of sweet. She was like, okay, you don't have BPD, but I do think that you like put people on pedestals. So we talked about it. But what if you are perfect? What if I'm not putting you on a pedestal? What if you're perfect?
Here's the thing, I know I'm not. Because other people come to me all the time with like, here's a flaw I would love for you to work on.
Really? Weird. I can't imagine.
It's like what I told you this morning. Like, people will call me out. It's just not, I don't think
I've even admitted one of your only fatal flaws is the whole like, no one ever knows where you are and you don't really communicate like when and where you're going to be somewhere.
Totally.
And that's okay. I can deal with that. And
several people have told me like, hey, when are you coming back? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Oh, good.
And so, you know what it is? I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I think it might be that I'm so scared of disappointing people. Aww. That like, let's say I know for a fact I'm going to see someone in 5 weeks. But they are like, that's such a long time. I'll say like, oh, it's 4 weeks. Like, I will
totally get that.
Because I hate the feeling of someone being like, that's so, like, I hate the feeling of someone being disappointed. So I almost kick the can down the road.
Oh my God, I do that in different ways.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I don't know what the word there is, but I literally am just scared. I'm so scared of disappointing people I love.
It comes from such a good place. It's kind of avoidant a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I'll do that. Like I'll be hanging out with someone and they'll be like, oh my God, tomorrow I have this extra ticket to this concert. Do you want to go? And I know I don't. But I'm like, wait, yes. Oh my God. Knowing damn well tomorrow I'm going to have to come up with an excuse instead of just being like, no, I don't want to go. Because I feel bad. Yeah. I get it. That's not the same, but I totally get it.
But so we both have those things.
Yeah.
My point is, I think I'm deeply flawed, and it really scares me that you don't see that about me.
It's not that I don't think you're deeply flawed. I don't know how to describe it.
Maybe not deeply. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's so true. I don't know. I think that you're just your flaws are perfect to me. They're perfect to me.
That's nice. I do think that one day you're going to be like, wait, I don't like her.
Like, I don't think that at all.
But the fact that you haven't felt like this is unprecedented. Like,
I know.
When you tell me about THD, No,
TDH.
TDH. Oh, that's a hard one.
It
it's kind of like
is.
DHL to me in a way.
DHL, DAKM. Ah.
There's a lot to keep track of. But when you tell me about them, I'm like, they're also perfect.
Yeah. They are,
so
but
maybe
sometimes they
that's something that
piss
happens
me
in like
off.
romantic relationships.
It is mostly a romantic thing.
Okay.
It's not really friendships. That's the other reason you shouldn't be worried.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I don't really do this to friends. And like my therapist too, like she's not perfect, but to me, I never want to be without her. That's how I feel about you.
Yeah.
But romantic relationships, I'm just like, people piss me off so bad.
Do you think it's because we're both monogamous? So it's like, this is the one
True.
person. Can I spend forever with them?
Yes.
It's so daunting in that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're really figuring out a lot, because maybe
you
that's
feel
the
that way
same
too?
thing with work for you, where you're like, if this is my one good idea I'll ever have, like if you
Yeah.
make everything about forever, you can't enjoy the present moment.
And that's the all or nothing of it all.
Mhm.
I think so many of my problems in my life come back to my all or nothing thinking, and I'm really working on it, but it's so like automatic.
yeah.
I have to really unlearn it.
Mhm.
Which, do you not have that? I didn't know that other people didn't have all or nothing thinking. And the thing that's interesting that my therapist told me is sometimes like there have been times with you where I felt like I acted weird or I felt like I said something wrong, and I'll freak out because I think everyone thinks like me. So I'm like, I did one thing wrong and now you hate me. And she was like, not everyone thinks that way, but it's hard for me to grasp that. Does that make sense?
That totally does. I think if I could give myself one compliment, it's that I'm very like realistic and reasonable.
And grounded.
Yeah, I think that's the word I would choose to describe myself. I think I'm very reasonable. Where like things don't really make me mad till they're like really a problem.
Yeah, but you can see the gray area of stuff.
I think that's the thing. I think you are very 0, 100, and I'm like 1 to 99.
Yeah.
And that's why our relationship works in a weird way.
Because
like,
you remind me of every time I say something out loud, you kind of like give me not like play devil's advocate, but you kind of like paint a broader picture when I'm really, what is that thing? Don't lose the forest and the trees, or don't lose the trees to the forest.
I'm all trees, you're all forest.
Or is it the other way around? I don't know.
So
But yeah.
leave us a comment. But okay, wait, even? Oh my God, this is actually
Interesting.
really enlightening. Okay, I feel like okay, back to the question where it was like, what did you guys learn about life through each other? Or like the most unexpected thing. There is an episode of Modern Family, which is to me one of the best episodes of television of all time. It's called the Pumpkin Chunkin', okay?
I love that
and
you know that.
Actually, I've watched it like a billion times. Which then it's like, girl, you should know the title of the episode.
Well, you did.
I don't really know. I think it's maybe the Chunkin' Pumpkin or Pumpkin. It's Pumpkin is in the title.
Okay.
Can I tell you what it's
Please.
about? And then it's gonna tie to you and me.
I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Wait, guys, like, we did not know what we were gonna sit down and talk about, so this is crazy.
LBP, Living Breathing Pod.
This is so enlightening. The episode is all about the main family, or they're called the Pritchetts. That's their last name. And they all have a spouse, and all the spouses are dreamers. They think you can like chuck this pumpkin across a football field, and all the Pritchetts are realists. They're like, you can't. Like, the laws of physics would not allow that.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because a realist is always married to a dreamer.
Aww.
And in some ways, kind of like the nagging wife, like, no, you can't leave your job and start this like head scratcher business, like,
and get a sports car.
Yeah, like, keep your job. In some ways, it's like the nagging wife. In other ways, it's like really special because the dreamer partner allows the realist to kind of think big and spread their wings. And I think with you and me, that's what it is.
That
You're the
is
dreamer
what it
realist.
is.
Even with starting the pod, you were like, what if we become the #1 pod in the world?
And you were like, wait, maybe you're right. But I did plant that seed.
And a spoiler alert, didn't happen. But like,
Yeah.
I would have never in a million years even had that thought. It would not have crossed my mind. I would have thought, what if we have a lot of fun doing it?
Yeah, but can I say something? I think maybe you're better off, and maybe the combination of the two is really the winning, little secret sauce. But like, sometimes when, let's say, you have an idea for a movie and you're, writing your Oscar speech before the script is done, maybe like it would be more sustainable and practical to just think, hey, maybe I could have fun writing this movie in a really realistic way. So I think I'd rather be realistic in that sense, but I get the appeal of like being able to think really big. I think my mom did that to me.
But the giddy joy I feel with you when we're dreaming really big, like, you were the first person when I said, like, this is my biggest dream in life. Like, I imagine I'm going to be a professor. I'm going to still be posting on socials. I'm going to have this, like, really cool sign in my office. I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to do research. When I told you that, you were like, and you will. Like, fully. And other people are like, oh, that's nice. And you were like, and you will. Like,
well, I feel like those are really realistic dreams for you.
I don't know.
I do. But anyway,
but
not
like,
to take
that's
away.
You allow me to kind of dream and have that giddy joy.
Wait, I'm gonna cry.
Not like that. I'm very, like, I have 2 immigrant parents. It's like, get the job that'll put food on the table. Like, it's very grounded. Yeah. In a way. Yeah. And that's, like, not a dig at my parents. I loved my upbringing, but that's very how I grew up and how my brain works. Is like, I need stability. I need consistency. I'm thinking about, like, what's in front of me. I'm never like, oh my god, like, let me dream. And you are like that. You are like, god, what is the biggest dream I can dream, and let me dream it. It's so inspiring.
I'm gonna cry. Okay, wait, I'm feeling enlightened. I have so much to say now. Yay. It's so cute because yesterday in the car we were talking about how it's so interesting when, like, someone talks to you and you can hear the way their parents talk to them through the way they talk to you. Like, the parenting obviously, like, really matters. Like, we really absorb our parents at, like, that crucial stage of development. And my mom would do that to me. Like, she was so, like, everything was possible. And, like, when I started modeling, like, every time I got an audition, even if it was for, like I remember once I got, like, a Coca-Cola audition, and we would sit up all night giggling, imagining me being the new face of Coca-Cola. Like, every time I got an audition, it was like, you're gonna get it. And not only are you gonna get it, it is gonna change your life. But it also is negative, because you know how I think everything's gonna change my life? That's where it's from. And it's really sweet, because when I dated my male ex, who I always talk about, because he was, like, very formative in my life. His parents also were immigrant parents and were very realistic and, like, you know, go to school for medicine and, like, this and this. And I was always like, wait, no, like, I know you love making, like, I was very like, no, you should make the music, you should do this, you should be a photographer, like, I really think you could do this big thing. And he was always like, you were the first person that allowed me room to think those things, which is really sweet. And he had a relationship with my mom, and she also did that for him. That's one thing about my mom. She really will, like, my mom still to this day thinks I will win an Oscar for a fact. It's not even a question in her head, which is so sweet.
But, like, I feel that way too about you,
which is so sweet.
Like, when I was watching the Oscars, I was like, oh, I can't this is crazy. I was like, oh, I can't wait till we have our own Evelyn Celia moment. Yeah. Except for it'll be platonic, and then I'm gonna make a TikTok about how this is, like, the platonic version. Like, I planned that. I was like, I'm gonna kiss the TV when she's winning her Oscar, and it's gonna be the best day ever.
No, and I brought myself to tears thinking about how I'm gonna talk about you my whole speech. Like, I'm not kidding at all.
Like, that's why we're crazy.
It's so guys. Cute. Like, it's cute until sometimes your feelings get hurt when things aren't happening. You know?
But I also think there is a power in believing that your dreams do come true, and just working towards the thing that's going to happen. Yeah. If someone told you, if you write 1 page every day, you're going to end up on Theo's
eating my shoes
and is running away.
That's fine.
If someone told you you're going to write, if you write 1 page a day for the next 2 years, you are going to be a New York Times bestseller. You would write the page a day.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh, I have the pot of gold at the end.
Right, but you don't know that. But when you think like this, I literally think that that's what's going to happen. Like, when we started this podcast, I really was like, Maul, trust me, we're sitting on a pot of gold. Like, I was like, this is it.
You were like, it's going to blow up.
It's going to blow up. And it wouldn't have been as fun, I don't think, if we didn't start with that delusion. Do you agree?
And that's what I'm saying, is that's why we're perfect together, because I would have never thought that before starting, and I would have never felt that giddy joy. But then once we didn't blow up, you were like, should we quit? Yeah. And I was like, no, I think maybe let's just keep going because it's fun.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, okay. And you can consistently do it without the gratification.
I mean, let me be so honest. Would I love for us to be the #1 pod? Would I love for people to go, oh, Joe Rogan, call her daddy, kiss? Yeah, I would. Hey guys, I would love that. Hey, so, like, that's me being honest and vulnerable. I would love that. Yeah. But I don't think I need that to keep going.
We have radically accepted that our pod may never break the top 100.
Oh, wait, that's kind of sad. not. And you know what? I just did it. Radically accepted. Done.
Yeah, and it's fine. I love it here.
Would I? Never mind.
Say it.
Well, I was just gonna say, would I love to go on tour? Yes, I would.
Like, what do we love? Guys, okay, I have to say one more thing. If anyone watched the first ep, famously we said dream guest Monica Lewinsky. Picture our face when the Call Her Daddy dropped.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was one of those things where it's like, okay, and that made me depressed. That was DDD, deep dark depression day.
For me, it was the fact that in our very first episode we said, hey everyone, would love a fan edit to the song Long Live if you could make that happen.
That still has. But we have got some lovely fan edits.
Oh, and I've loved that.
Yeah, me as well.
Save to device.
Always.
But Long Live, I haven't noticed
Long
that one.
Live.
I'm just like sort of putting that one out there.
Yeah, you know, because what is it, the Castle Lights?
Yes. Castle.
Hello. Kiss Castle.
I was gonna say something and I forgot it.
Oh no.
Do you know what
Before Monica Lewinsky, we were talking about
I think it was 2 ago. 2 topics of
the dreamer
conversation.
of it all. The
I do think you should end up with a realist who still hypes you
Yeah.
up and still believes you
like
will-
doesn't yuck my yum.
Mhm. I hate someone who yucks a yum.
Me
There
as
should be
well.
a word for someone who yucks someone's yum.
A yucker.
We were like a kisser, yucker. I think it could be a little more creative even.
Okay.
Like if you meet someone, you're like, they're a yucker.
Like a
someone
damp towel. Like, isn't that a word? Wet towel. Damp was crazy.
Yeah, but I'm not loving wet towel.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
to
I'm
be
just throwing
honest.
things out there.
No, I love brainstorming.
Yeah. No bad ideas.
Yucker. No, but do you know what I mean? With someone
Yeah.
who's like, oh, I'm too cool for this, or you're having
Ew.
fun, and they're like, oh, I could never.
Mm-hmm.
What is that person called? There's got to be a word.
I don't know.
Everyone is loving the insult lately, like pick me girl, not a girl's girl. This is the kind of person we should really be focusing on.
Agreed.
Because that is the worst kind of
It's
person.
kind of like a Debbie Downer, but not really. It's just like a negative Nelly. I keep. I have a surplus of names for this person in my head.
Okay, so I guess there is not a necessity for it.
Was that what you were gonna say?
No, it absolutely was not.
I want to know so bad.
Which sucks.
Well, we were at the pumpkin thing, the pumpkin
It
episode.
wasn't about that. But have you seen Modern Family?
I have, but not as like deeply as you. I don't
Okay.
think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it came to me.
Yay! Your mom, in my head, my perception of your mom through the way you talk to me is like these very wise little nuggets.
She has a lot of wise nuggets. Oh, here's what I was going to say. Interestingly, I think my mom is a dreamer
Really
like you. And she's also a doer. But to me, as a kid, she was always so perfect. Like, everything she ever wanted, she achieved. Things were always very hard for me.
That's a lot.
And she, like, everything kind of comes easily to her. She's good at everything. She's never
Yeah.
been bad at something.
That's
So
frustrating.
to me, I was like, oh, she can be a dreamer because she's always going to get it.
True.
I can't. And I think my dad, something about him, he's just like head down doer, very like about stability and consistency. And
Aww.
even growing up, he never had like, oh, this is my dream job. He was just sort
Yeah.
of like, whatever I could do, that'll pay me. My
Yeah.
mom was like, this is my dream job.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a lot like my dad in that way. And then also maybe there's something there of like wanting, saw myself more in my dad. I was always like,
Yeah.
my mom, she can do everything.
Yeah.
But also wanting his approval more maybe of like,
Consistency.
me and my mom were always so close that I was like, maybe
Oh,
if I
true.
can appease my dad in this way, this
Yeah.
like, one way, then like, and now we're very close, but I don't think I was I think I was like so nervous that
Yeah.
he wouldn't like me for a lot of my life. That,
Almost like respect more than like, right? Like you wanted to
Yes.
earn his
I wanted
respect.
that is so it.
Yeah.
I wanted to like earn his respect.
Mm-hmm. That
Versus
makes sense.
My mom has always given me everything unconditionally.
Yeah.
Which like my dad has too, but like you know what I mean?
I
It's
know
just
what you
different
mean.
with dads,
I know what you mean.
where they're not like with you in the same way.
No, I totally know what you mean. I feel like this is kind of a side note, but you know, there's like that chart that's like chaotic good, chaotic neutral, whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
There should be one, because when you said your mom's a dreamer and a doer, there's something there. Because some people are dreamers and only dreamers. Some people are dreamers and doers.
Yeah, they're like idea people, but they can never execute anything ever. Yeah.
Some people are just doers.
Okay, wait. Let's think of the axes.
What is it?
Dream to do.
Uh-huh.
Or no, dream to no dream.
Do to no do. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's so true.
Right? Because your dad's just a doer. Your
Yeah.
mom's a dreamer and a doer.
Yeah.
I would like
Which
to
is-
make my way to that little quadrant
Yes.
right there. Because I'm a dreamer, but I've always said this, like, it pisses me off so bad when I meet people who are like, I hate that song. I could write a better song. Okay, do it.
Do it.
It's
Would love to
so
listen.
easy to
Yeah.
say an idea. It is so hard to execute an idea.
Mhm.
I will die on that hill.
That is a great quadrant. Maybe we can make it
And put it on our
the
Kistagram.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, wait. This episode, I must say, felt like a therapy session to
Oh my
me.
god, I'm like, this is so vulnerable. I can't believe we're posting this online.
And like maybe we watch it and we're like, oh, I
That's a lot.
But okay, I really think you should go to school to become a psychologist. Come out with your door theory
Yeah.
and come out with the dream to know dream do to know do.
Well, that could be like a little joint effort because you kind of just did that as well.
I don't know. You put it all together.
Let us know in the comments below. You heard the live
That's so true.
conversation live.
So that is also okay. This is gonna be really annoying for the listeners only, but for the viewers, how do you guys feel about us matching our outfits? Because we are feeling very proud of it.
However, I don't know how many other matching options we have.
Oh, so if you love it, don't get used to it.
Yeah, don't get used to it, but maybe just like really soak it in right now.
Soak it in. Give us a compliment if you're feeling generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else about the way your parents talk to you?
I think there's a lot. I think my parents did a really good job, honestly. Like
They did. You can tell.
the more I grow up, the more I'm like, wow, parenting really affects people, and I got it pretty good.
You have such a good mix of dreamer and doer.
Mhm.
You are such a doer. I just said the other day in the car, you're an ant. You are an ant.
Well, what's crazy is out of my family, like out of the three of us, I'm the least doer.
Really?
I have this thing, not to get even more vulnerable in this episode, I am an only child,
Mm-hmm.
but I always feel like if my parents had 4 kids, I would be the stupidest of the 4.
You've told me that so many times.
I would be the funniest of the 4. Like, with their genes, I came out quite funny. I
And
always tell them,
charming.
yes. I would be, I think, my mom's favorite no matter how many kids she had.
Aww, that is such
I
a
would,
sweet
and let me tell you
feeling.
something, I would not be my dad's favorite if he had 4 kids. And I can tell you that right now. And I tell him this and he's like, why would you say that? But he never says like, no. And that's how you know.
Yeah.
My mom is like, no, if I say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm like, I would be the stupidest, she's like, why would you say that? I don't think you'd be the stupidest. And it's like, oh, girl's like, hey. So when you're saying I'd be like number 2 or 3.
No, since I met you, you've been comparing yourself to your non-existent siblings.
And because everyone tells me, oh, you are probably never compared to anything because you're an only child. What they don't know is it's kind of nice being compared to real, actual people. Comparing yourself to imaginary people is so much worse.
Because they're perfect, the imaginary people.
It's
Yeah.
always like best case scenario. It's never losers.
Right.
Flops.
You being the least doer of your family is insane to me. I'm not over
by
that.
a long shot.
If I had 50% of your doerness, I would be I'd be doing a lot, clearly.
maybe that's why I'm a doer, just because I've seen it. Like,
Yeah.
like, that's probably.
Yeah, I don't think I was raised around doers. No offense. I was raised around dreamers, though, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Interesting. This is so interesting.
So fascinating. Yeah, dad's a doer, mom's a dreamer, and a doer. So I got it pretty good.
Your mom is my hero. I
She's
love that
awesome.
woman.
Oh wow, now I'm feeling really like healed in a way. I feel
Me
like I got a lot
too.
off my chest.
Me as well.
Which is crazy because I didn't come in knowing anything was on my chest.
Me neither. I didn't know we were going to say any of this.
You know what's also now I'm chatty Cathy.
Me too.
Negative Nelly, Debbie Downer.
Yeah, who are these people?
Speaking as CC, chatty Cathy, you know how people always say whenever you have a therapy session that you don't know what you're going to talk about in, it's always the best.
Yeah.
That's sort of what this was like.
Oh my god, that's so true.
So whenever we don't have ideas for an episode, we should just start analyzing ourselves.
Would love.
Okay.
Also, every time we finish an episode, we love to quantify it.
We so do. I've never thought
So we
about
either
that.
say that was our worst one ever or that was our best one yet. Like
Yes.
literally every
We
time.
always give it a superlative.
A superlative,
Like,
that's
was
the
our
word.
ugliest episode. That's
Yeah.
our most gorgeous episode.
Yeah. This one might not only be our most gorgeous episode.
I don't think it's my most gorgeous personally. It is like maybe your most
I'm feeling
gorgeous.
gorge because I got the bangs down and purple's good on me.
You are looking gorge.
Thank you. I think you look gorge every day.
Do you think this is our most therapized episode?
Yes, and what I was gonna say is like, if someone has listened to this episode, I think they know us the most deeply out of any
Yes,
other
It is our
episode.
most vulnerable episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I
sure.
think for me also the Am I Pretty Enough?
That's
to be your
true.
friend. I think I was vulnerable there as
You
well.
were so vulnerable.
And I think you were vulnerable in your therapy episode.
I've been, one thing about me.
And the modeling.
I'm vulnerable.
And the captain.
Oh, that was hard for
Yeah.
me.
So perhaps this has been the most enlightening episode about myself to me.
Yeah. I learned a lot through this conversation.
Me as
I'm
well.
coming away with new ideas.
And we hope you are too. Please let us know how this was for you guys, because maybe this was only good for us.
Yeah. Honestly, like, was it good for you too? Like, let us know.
Like a morning after, like, hey.
Yeah, like pillow talk.
Yes.
Like, on a spectrum of this to media apps, how do you feel? Because personally, me, loving this one.
You were hating the media episodes. Like, you guys don't know, I had a gun to her head behind the screen.
I don't know why I was so triggered by them. I think I felt stupid or something. Or I just felt like, I don't know.
I think it was the planning aspect for you.
Yeah, I hate research.
Because you would also be batsing mid-episode. You would look at me with your eyes, be like, which bullet point are we on?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a perfection. I was like, I don't think that was the right order of the scenes. And you were like, it's fine. That is what it was.
Yeah, like, it's not a book report. It's okay.
Right. They're not like grading us as far as we know.
So now that you've learned literally everything about us.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah. Maybe we could tell them, like, if you've listened this far, like, if you've listened to the end of the episode, say this one thing in the comments so we know. It's kind of like a code.
A code?
Code.
A secret code, but also you could, like, not just, like, a comment with the word. You have to find a way to weave it into a comment organically.
Okay, so you're making it sound really
I'm
hard.
assigning work.
And
You're right.
And then use the quadratic formula to solve.
What is our word of the app?
Famously was said a lot.
Famously, is it like dreamer to doer?
Yes, but okay, wait, Theo, you're freaking me out.
Oh my god,
I'm FFFing right now.
FFFFF.
Theo, calm down.
Wow, you were so dominant just then.
Tommy, mommy, as they say. Okay, what should we ask them? We're like edging them now. Like
I know. Should it just be a word, or is it a question they should answer?
I think it's a question they should answer.
Should it be like, how would they interact with the door?
But that was the beginning of the episode.
That's true. You're
like not a good enough
right.
secret code.
You're right. Should it be like where you are on the quadrants of dreamer to doer?
Tell us which part of the quadrant you are in if you listen to this part of the episode. We love you.
And if you have a partner where they are, because is it true dreamers? Oh, good. By the way, if you're a visual, Theo fully ate one of my favorite little kitten heels.
And just brought it to you
as a treat.
Theo, that's not nice.
See my Reddit post, my dog ruined my life. And that's all I'll say about that.
Oh my, are you really sad?
I'm honestly over it at this point. Radical acceptance. Maybe that's the trigger word of the episode. Radical acceptance.
Yeah, if you made it till here now, if you saw the Theo shoe, comment radical acceptance.
Yeah.
So we have to wrap. Like, this is too much.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you. 1, 2, 3.
Mwah!